Icelocked here with Nocturne Gaming, and we're taking a look at the advanced crop plot and a couple tips to make your planting more efficient. So first up is the small crop plot, and you can see the two different sizes here. I did paint the walls to make it a little easier to differentiate the size. Each of these sections is a 2 tile by 2 tile size, and in that section, the basic small crop plot, you can fit 11 of them. However, the advanced crop plot, you can only fit 10. But with 11 of the small crop plots, there's 33 plants here, and with the advanced crop plots, I can fit 40 plants. So even though it's less planters, I can fit more plants. There is a negative though. If you use the wall mounted versions of them, they are slightly smaller on the small crop plots, which means they can fit directly in one tile. The advanced crop plots have a little bit of trouble fitting directly on next to each other, as they take just a little bit more than a full tile wide when they're wall mounted. Onto the medium crop plots, as you can see, the difference is a little bit more obvious with these, as you can only fit 3 of these 2 tile baskets with the regular medium crop plot, and it's really difficult to fit much more here. Also, they can only hold 2 plants at a time in the medium crop plot. However, with the advanced crop plot, in the same 2 tile section, you can fit 4 of these, and each box can hold 4 plants. So 6 plants in this 2 tile by 2 tile section versus 16 plants in the same section. So last up is the large crop plot, and really here is mainly a size difference. As you can see from all the fancy colors on the ground, you can still only hold 1 tree in each of these planters, but it mainly gives you a different aesthetic look, and the material cost is pretty close to the same. As you can see, it only costs a couple extra planks and a couple extra nails versus the basic large crop plot to make a different design that matches better with the fancy wood on the walls and the flooring. Next up, I want to talk about scarecrows for just a second, and this is the basic scarecrow that we're all familiar with, and it can deter up to 3 birds before being completely destroyed, and then you need to build a new scarecrow. However, with the new advanced scarecrow, you can buy this from the trading post. It costs 8 trash cubes and 10 trade coins. It does require the tier 3 reputation, but once you place this scarecrow, it's a permanent fixture. It can never be destroyed, and it just deters the birds. One negative to mention though is that the birds won't even come, so you won't be able to hunt the birds using the scarecrows. I did build an arena to display the size that a scarecrow can protect your crops in, and this is basically 3 tiles in every direction from the scarecrow. So if it's placed in the very center, you can have an area that's 6 tiles by 6 tiles that the scarecrow will protect all of your crops in. It's actually slightly larger than this radius, so it is fairly safe, as it's about 3.5 tiles wide, but it is a circular radius, so if you had 3.5 tiles wide, the very corner crop would still be able to be attacked by the birds. So let's talk about a few tips to make your crop plots just a little bit more efficient. The main thing is using a sprinkler to water as many crops as you can, as this will save you a lot of time. So this is a setup using just small crop plots, and the main thing is the sprinkler can water for a 3 by 3 section. However, if you place the sprinkler on a half wall with the platform sticking out, you'll be able to water even crops underneath the sprinkler using just this one. Now, you can also place crop plots on the walls here, as anything in this 3 by 3 section is considered part of the sprinkler's area, and you can stack this even higher to get more crop plots on your walls. But for the bottom layer, I have 3 rows of 8 crop plots, so 24 full setups, which is a total of 96 plants just on the bottom layer that you can water with just one sprinkler. So we can throw a battery in here really quick and see that everything gets watered in just a second. And as you can see, now we have all of these crop plots all the way out to the edge that are completely watered. Even the ones on the walls are watered now. So this setup is a success. This is another setup using the advanced small crop plots that I wanted to show you, as it kind of highlights the sprinkler mechanics. And you can see that I can get 4 total rows of the advanced small crop plots versus 3 rows. This allows me to have a total of 28 advanced small crop planters. The negative here is with this setup, you need to understand that the sprinkler is a circular radius, so you won't be able to water the outside corner one here in all 4 corners. So instead of getting the full 4 rows, you're actually sacrificing 4 slots. But this does give you a total of 112 plantable spots just on the bottom layers, and you can still make use of the walls to get more crops out of this one sprinkler. Just another example showing you the way that you can use the medium crop plots in this way. These are the advanced medium crop plots, and you can fit a total of 9 of them in the area that one sprinkler can water. You can use the walls here again to be able to plant more small crop plots and make more use of this medium crop plot setup. My last setup is to show you kind of the efficiency that you can get if you're really going to the extremes, and you can make this even more extreme by making these walls taller and putting more crop plots in there, as it does go another tile or 2 higher. But for the bottom layer, I have 9 medium crop plots as well as 3 large crop plots. And you can see that these large crop plots are just inside of this red line at the bottom. And this red line is demarking the 3x3 tile that the sprinkler can hit. So you can see that as long as they're somewhat inside of it, this will still be watered. And then you can place your small crop plots on the wall here. This allows you to get just a ton of farming and a ton of efficiency out of just having one sprinkler. Keep in mind that with a 3x3 section here, you can place one Scarecrow and fit a total of 4 of these setups for one advanced Scarecrow to be able to guard all of your crop plots. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this type of content, and a huge shout out to our Patreon members that support the work we do. Thank you from all of us here at Nocturne Gaming. If you would like to become a patron and get some added benefits, check out the link in the description. If you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, please leave them down below for me, and we'll see you next time.